thanks for tuning into F1 Podcast. Alright guys, we're going to move on to Barcelona now, so let's talk about the testing, Max. We've talked a little bit about the cars in the previous video, but let's talk about those times and also, the fact that a few teams, Honda and Toro Rosso, are still deciding their team lineups.
Yeah, mate, they are. I was impressed with Seb Vettel, going into his new team at Red Bull there, and
already kicking some ass.
Yeah, doing well. Getting used to the slick tyres again. I was impressed with him. I mean, we all know how good a driver he is, and he's an up and comer, no doubt about it. But I thought he did really well. But the other thing I was impressed with Pep as well, with Bruno Senna and De Grassi. Roughly between De Grassi half a second, I should say, outside of Button's time, and Bruno Senna 3/10 behind.
Yeah, so those two Brazilians were within 2/10 of each other and within a few tenths of Button. So yeah, I'm the same, mate. I was really impressed with both of them.
Does this spell the death knell for Rubens Barrichello, do you think, mate, or is it a bit too early to see?
Yeah, I can hear the nails going into Rubens Barrichello's career, actually. I mean, with those test drivers doing so well, and just the comments, as we've mentioned, from Nick Fry in the past, I just can't see how... Rubens didn't even get a testing slot. All these drivers testing, and Rubens wasn't there. And you've got De Grassi and Senna doing so well, so yeah, it's a goodbye for me for Rubens, mate.
I think with Rubens, mind you, as you quite rightly said, he hasn't tested yet. If Rubens then comes out at the next test, which is in Jerez, if he comes out and obliterates both of those guys' times, whether he's quicker or not than Button is irrelevant. But if he knocks off the two young chargers, then he could be back in the slot. But I guess it's up to Honda to think, well, do we want to bring another up-and-comer in? Button's been in Formula One now for quite a few years. Although Rubens brings experience and drive and desire and all that sort of thing, you can't tell me that these young guys don't want their time in the sun.
And if they're quick, then they're quick.
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to see Senna in a Honda. I'd like to see Honda actually produce a good car. I think, as I've once said in the past, that Formula One needs a strong Honda, and put out a couple of pretty ordinary cars in the last couple of years. So it'd be great to see Honda bounce back. I know Derry would be happy to see Honda bounce back. Let's hope that they get a fresh young driver in the seat and pop out a beauty.
So, mate, I'm actually calling that it's going to be Senna and Button at Honda. I've got a...
You heard it here first.
Yeah, I've got a bias, obviously, to young Bruno, and I really hope he does well in Formula One when he gets there. But, just on the whole stats, I think that he will be in that seat and that Barrichello won't be. And that's really the big question, mate. It's the Toro Rosso haven't confirmed.
Yeah, that's it.
And, maybe Honda as well, because Barrichello is far from confirmed. So at the moment I'm calling Senna. But I'm not sure on Toro Rosso, mate. Have you got some thoughts on that second Honda seat with Barrichello going, perhaps, in Toro Rosso?
Yeah, look, I'd like to see Senna in the Honda. I think, look, Honda... the Senna name is synonymous with Honda. I mean, his uncle had a fantastic history with Honda. I think from a marketing perspective, it'd be terrific anyway. But I mean, it wouldn't matter who Senna drove for.
Yeah.
Their team would have a wonderful marketing coup. But I'd like to see Senna at Honda. But I'd like to see him there on the proviso that they produce a decent car, because I don't want another young up-and-coming driver going to a team that's basically their car's a shit.
Yeah. Where he can show what he's got.
I don't want to see that again. I mean, you look at Rosberg at Williams, for example.
Starting to languish.
And I'm a massive Williams fan from way back. And I can't help but feel that this young bloke's career is being stifled by mediocre machinery. So I don't want to see that sort of thing happen again. So I'm really hoping that Honda pull one out of the box. But I see Senna at Honda next year. And thank you very much, Rubens, for a wonderful career and the like. But it's time to move on, in my opinion.
Well, Max, the big question is who's going to get those two Toro Rosso seats. And as we said, Sebastian Bourdais been talking about some things in the media. And I'm not sure whether he'll get the seat. I know Sato's been testing, of course. He's a maybe for me. And honestly, mate, I'm still open. I think it probably will be Bourdais and Sato, but there's Boomy as well who's been testing, so you never know.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that Bordeaux's come out and spoken to the media and basically said that they need a paid driver. He's pretty much said it's not necessarily based on talent, but it's who can bring money to the seat or to the team. And as he's freely admitted, he doesn't have many sponsorship dollars to bring over.
Yeah.
But I'd like to, he started to do a little better towards the latter part of the season last year. But all in all, I was pretty disappointed with his season at Toro Rosso, considering his teammate and how well his teammate went. So yeah, I guess it'll be interesting to see whether or not he's staying.
Yeah, Force India, I'm not sure when they're going to confirm, and also there's a little bit of a question mark over perhaps the Force India seat, Max, because of the Pedro De La Rosa McLaren deal. So you never know. There's been lots of banter about maybe Pedro getting a seat at Force India at the last minute. You never know, mate.
Yeah, I'd see that as a backward step for Force India. Okay, Pedro knows that.
And Pedro.
Yeah, exactly. Who are we kidding? But at least Pedro would, be in an F1 seat. And look, I can conceivably see that he'd have something to offer, based on the drivability of the Mercedes gearbox and engine and the like. But the guy's 33.
Yeah,
from memory. Probably not the best guy to put in the pilot seat.
All right. Well, those driving news still to come before the season starts. So we're going to finish there. So thanks very much for watching, and also we just want to say quickly, well done to the BBC for appointing Brundle. That was a good move. We like Brundle.
Yeah. And
that was a good move, Max, don't you think?
Oh, I think so. I mean, we're all used to Martin's name now. I mean, we all remember when Murray stepped down from the microphone, and it was weird to hear James Allen stepping up.
Yeah.
But we had Brundle who was commentating with Murray, so we were used to him. But look, I'm pleased that he'll continue on at the Beeb. He knows his stuff, and I'd just be curious to see who sits alongside it.
DC, perhaps.
Maybe.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye.
Bye.